Nico, I hope you are well, sir.
Good morning. I cannot believe how technology has taken over radio broadcasting. I must say, I am
True story.
impressed that we're able to work with multiple studios at the same time.
It is truly wonderful and it makes it so easy. As a matter of fact, later this morning, we'll be connecting with somebody in the UK for Story of Hope. And it's just so simple and so easy. And what's great is that it brings a great audio sound for our radio listeners. And for those who are watching online, they can actually see the faces and enjoy the conversation as well. So, Nico, this morning, I love your topic. And I must admit, I've been asking myself the question, what to do when about 500 political parties want to be your friend? That's what Nico's talking about. And of course, it's all about the reality that we are heading towards our elections, local elections. So, Nico, the floor is yours.
Well, as I said, we live in exciting times. And one of the reasons for that is that a local election is on the cards. Now, when you get to my age, history is actually what happened in your youth. And I remember in the village where I grew up, voting day was known as Resurrection Day. Because in my village, it was easy to get postal votes. And so at election time, monitors would go from door to door and sign up those who had passed away to get postal votes, so that on the election day, their opinion would count as well. Now, of course, it was illegal, but it was possible. And so that was what our village did. Now, today, you can't do that anymore. You would, in fact, get arrested. But we have a different miracle, and that is that there are 500 political parties who want to play in the sandpit. And it's going to get crowded. Because those 500, many of those are new political parties. They've just been set up for the sole purpose of participating in the local elections. Now, they've got to convince us that they deserve our votes. The bigger parties are going to tell us that a split vote lets in the enemy or the opposition. Now, I've always found that argument to be insulting, and I first heard that argument 50 years ago when I voted for the first time. The reality is that in the Western Cape, several parties who have only one councillor standing in the whole country, because that councillor is in a city or a village where the balance of powers between the two main parties is such that that councillor has the power to decide who's going to rule that city. 7 municipalities work on that system, where one councillor from one party is able to control who will be the mayor and the deputy mayor. So don't underestimate the power of a kingpin. If you have a political party that attracts your attention, and it's a newer one, a vote for that is as valuable as a vote for any party whatsoever. The second challenge that a new party has is that they've got to make their vision known. Now, amongst my activist friends, I have a number who've attached themselves to several of these newer parties. Now, I know what my friends stand for, but I do not understand the focus of their parties. And suddenly several acquaintances have become pretty friendly with me because they're hoping for my financial support and they're hoping for my vote. Now, I've checked platforms such as News 24, certainly in this city, are only tracking 3 candidates. They're ignoring the 15 smaller parties. So The disadvantage that the smaller parties have is how do they get their platform out there, and how do they let us know what they stand for? Because of lockdown rules, they can't hold mass rallies anymore. So what they're going to have to do is to use platforms like WhatsApp. They're going to have to use platforms like Facebook. They're going to have to use platforms like Twitter. So I'm already noticing that I'm getting a lot of friend requests from people who are part of these new parties who are hoping to get my support for them. Now, my own attitude towards politics is that I lend my vote to a political party. No one has my guaranteed support. And at every election, whether it's national, provincial, or local, I match the issues that bother me against the platform of the various parties. And then I decide who gets my vote for that election. Now, for you, the listener out there, I don't really care who you support, but I do care that you exercise your vote. You need to think about the kind of society that you want. And then it's helpful if you were to vote for that party who has a similar vision for what you have. Now, that's especially important for people of faith, because this is an opportunity for you to use your voice to benefit the majority of those who are our neighbors. It's not only about what I'm wanting, it's about what I would like to see in my neighborhood, in my city. This is a time for thinking beyond our own needs and looking at society as a whole. So I plead with you, cast your vote. Make sure that your family cast their votes. And let's try and get the politicians who listen to us this time of the year to hear our voices. It may make a difference. I wish you well as you begin to think about who you're going to vote for.
Thank you so much, Nico. Wow. Yeah. And when I was reviewing and going through what you're going to be chatting about this morning last night, I was thinking 500 parties? Really? It's such a massive number. Never before have we seen so many. So, as you said there at the end, so important for us to review, to know what does that political party stand for, and does that align with our morals, our faith, our beliefs, and to vote accordingly. Nico Kleynhans, thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate you, and thank you for once again making us think, and thank you for making a difference. We appreciate you.
Thank you.